Were you surprised to hear offensive linemen talk about their running back who's not there because of a business decision, calling him out for that business decision in Pittsburgh, Joe?
Well, it's a little surprising anytime you hear NFL players, specifically teammates, calling each other out over a contract situation. Generally speaking, NFL players are going to have each other's backs, and they understand this is a very violent business. It takes a lot out of you from a physical standpoint, and it's important to try to get paid when you get the opportunity and when you become a free agent and to get your money. But in this situation, I think it's rare and unique because generally, it seems like the Steelers linemen think that Le'Veon Bell is being unreasonable in his contract demands, and that's why I think they started calling him out, because I think they want him to get paid, but at the same time, they want him to be reasonable so that they can get a deal done, and they think he's just being unreasonable.
Well, is it their place to even comment as to what's unreasonable or reasonable?
Well, I think there's an argument that says it's not their place to talk about another man's contract situation, but in this case, what he does has a big impact on how they do as a team and as an offensive line. The person that you're blocking for has a big impact on how well you play. So really, his beef with his contract in the organization is going to affect their contract and their money and their team. So really, I think they do have a place in saying something about Le'Veon Bell when he's, in their mind, being unreasonable.
And then when James Conner scored yesterday, Joe Thomas, and his celebration, obviously it's a huge moment for him. I mean, a personal story for James Conner, overcoming cancer and getting this opportunity and balling out as he did. That is remarkable. The celebration with him and the offensive line all around him was viewed as maybe a signal to Le'Veon Bell that we are all one here and you should be here with us. Did you take that out of it?
I think it's both. I think, one, obviously they're excited for a young man who overcome cancer and was playing really well, and he scored his first NFL touchdown. Everyone was excited for him. But at the same time, I think that was the clear message that the Steelers' offensive line especially is tired of the drama surrounding Le'Veon Bell, and they just want somebody to show up and go to work like they do every day.
I don't think he's showing, right, Joe? What do you think?
It doesn't seem like it. It seems like he's going to wait until the last possible moment to be able to get his credited year, and he'll show up at that moment. And I think he's just looking forward to free agency at the end of this season.
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole thing, though, is that how do you, when he does show, because he's going to show, he's got to show at some point, that when he does show, I mean, will there be anybody looking at him wondering if he's all in, that he's, right, that he's... Yeah. You know, going to tap out of a game to make sure that he's not gassed? I mean, that's a good point. I think it's going to get uglier before it gets prettier because, truthfully, he's going to have to show up, like you mentioned. I mean, he needs to get his credited season to be able to get to free agency at the end of this season. But when he does show up, I don't think he's going to be invested. I don't think he's going to be all in. He's not going to want to take those hits. He's not going to want to lower that shoulder and deliver the boom like he's known for. And I think you might see one of these mysterious ankle injuries once he shows up, because a lot of times that's what the guys play is. They know they have to be there. They don't want to be there, but they're going to show up and do the bare minimum. And you're really not going to get the same Le'Veon Bell as you have in years past.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.